Come here. Here's the deal. The corners are sitting on you and your middles are playing back. If you do a chop right up the middles, you're on all day. They're playing so far. Take a look though before you get up there. You choose if they come in on you, hard slap it. If they stay back, have some fun with them. Get it past those corners.
To the fourth we go at Melissa Cook Stadium. 2-0 Notre Dame after they played a pair in the bottom of the third, due up for Rutgers. It'll be the top of the order: Michaelin Messina, Jennifer Meinheit, Brittany Lindley. And they've got a little bit of a hole to dig out of now after the Irish took the lead in the last frame.
And the most important inning after you take the lead is always the one immediately following. And this is going to be a challenge for Valdivia. The second time through the order, it's the top of the order. Messina's a very dangerous hitter.
She did get Messina to strike out in her first at bat. That one fouled off, out of play, over the Rutgers dugout. These two teams playing a single game today. They'll be back on Saturday for a doubleheader here at Melissa Cook Stadium. We'll have both games for you on UND.com as that one misses high for a ball.
Nelson in his third year at Rutgers and his first head coaching stint in college, and he likes to see the aggressiveness out of his leadoff hitter. Even though they're down 2 runs, it's early in the game, it's the 4th inning.
The 1-1 misses high, 2-1. This is the first Big East series of the season for Rutgers. The Irish, of course, swept Seton Hall here at home last weekend, or excuse me, on the road last weekend. That one fouled off, out of play, but in play, Christine Lux will make the catch, 1 away.
Now batting the center fielder, number 5, Jennifer Meinheit.
Christine Lux's parents routinely make the 121-mile trip to Melissa Cook Stadium. Anna and Tom, her father's a 78 grad of Notre Dame. And might get this, her father, grandfather, and aunts all attended Notre Dame. Her grandfather helped gild the Golden Dome.
That one is fouled off. Heather Johnson able to make the over-the-shoulder catch. It looked like it was going to be Katie Fleury or nothing, and Heather Johnson at the last minute swipes her glove up for out number 2.
That's a very acrobatic catch. Heather Johnson, I'm not sure Fleury's going to get to this ball, and Johnson is right there, over-the-shoulder catch, shades of Willie Mays in the infield. And that's really more reflexes than it is anything else.
2 quick outs. Brittany Lindley up. That one looks like it got up. It did catch her in the helmet. And she'll head down to first base. First base runner for the Scarlet Knights, Deanna Gumpf, is going to argue, and actually the plate ump is going to call her back. The umpires are going to talk about it. It doesn't look like on the replay that it did hit her. I honestly didn't hear it make contact with anything.
I'm not sure that ball changes direction.
I think it hit off Christina Wright's glove, to be honest, but it will be a hit by pitch as Lindley heads down to first. First base runner for the Scarlet Knights. 1 on, 2 outs for Mandy Craig.
I was very surprised when they sent her down to first base in the first place.
The left-hander steps in, takes a pitch outside for a ball, 1-0. Craig flew out to right her first time up in the second, as did 4 other Scarlet Knights. The pitch outside for a ball.
Valdivia's been dominant in the meetings between these two. Craig's only 1 for 6 against the Irish right-hander. But Rutgers is certainly going to do everything they can to take advantage of the luck they've had stumbled upon here.
The 2-0 flied into right, shallow right. Back goes Danny Miller, makes the catch, and that moving side to side. 4 Rutgers in the 4th, no runs, no hits, no errors. They leave 1. We go to the bottom of the 4th. It's Notre Dame 2, Rutgers nothing. To the bottom of the 4th for the Irish, it'll be Alexia Clegg, Christina Wright, Brianna Jorgensborg as they look to extend this 2-0 lead over the Scarlet Knights of Rutgers.
Lindley's looked pretty good in the circle early on. I mean, with the exception of the 3rd inning, which he got hit around a little bit. She's been able to keep the Irish hitters off balance. She's been able to change speeds. She's been able to work the outside corners and get them to chase off the corners as well.
Designated player.
First pitch to Clay, and this is low for a ball, 1-0. Clay lined out to the third baseman. She hit it hard, but right at Brittany Lindley down at the bag at third. That one, once again, down the third base line, but foul.
You don't want to make too many adjustments when you're hitting the ball hard, even though you're not getting on base. And Alexia Clay has hit 2 balls hard down the third baseline so far this game. She's one of the couple of Irish players Deanna Gumpf mentioned to me that made a few adjustments in the Tuesday game against Loyola. And that was one of the things that Deanna Gumpf lamented, is that not enough players made adjustments throughout the course of the game. And it wasn't the left-handed pitching, it was more the speed from the pitcher.
That one misses away for a ball, 2-1. Clay, certainly one of the players on the team who really knows the game very well. She was a catcher by trade when she came out of high school and started at Tennessee. Came into Notre Dame, caught a little bit last year. And there's that same reputation in softball as there is in baseball, that catchers tend to know the game the best.
Right, they have to be the field general, and I've always been of the opinion you want to be strong up the middle, and your catcher has to be very knowledgeable of the game. Alexia Clay certainly is, your shortstop and your center fielder as well.
She lines that one towards third on one hop. Lindley up with it, fires across for the first out of the fourth.
Catcher number 35.
She's hitting the ball hard, and it's tough not to get down on yourself when you're not getting on base, but that's just part of the game. You have to worry about what you're doing in the box, and you can't worry about where the ball heads in regard to whether it's going straight at a fielder or into the gap.
One out for Christina Wright. Wright's 0 for 1 with a ground out. First pitch into the gap in right center. Back goes Curran. She makes the catch in the gap, 2 away.
Curran got an immediate beat on that ball that was smoked by Wright out in the right center. And if you can see her break on it, as soon as the camera cuts out there, I know there's a little bit of a delay from the bat, but she ran that ball down extremely well. That ball was slated for extra bases, and Wright was robbed on that.
2 outs, nobody on for Brianna Jorgensborg. First pitch to her, she grounds it towards third. It bounces up, hits Lindley in the chest, and she will not have time to recover. Brianna Jorgensborg reaches on the error by the third baseman.
Jorgensborg gets jammed here on this pitch. She nubs it out to the third baseman there, and she does a good job of barehanding it here. You'll see as she picks it up. Never really has a chance to get her out. Jorgensborg out at first base after she muffs the ball.
This is what got it going for the Irish, the bottom part of the order. Maldonado takes a pitch over the outside corner for a strike. In the third, it was Jorgensborg with a leadoff single, and then Maldonado followed that up with another single, and those were the 2 runs that came around to score. Jay Nelson going to take a timeout, head to the circle, talk things over with his infield.
He doesn't have anybody working in the bullpen. And so, of course, this is just a strategic analysis that he's going to give his infield. Deanna Gumpf is going to take advantage of it as well.
I think Nelson has to be a little worried about his team coming out flat. The Scarlet Knights left New Jersey at 4 in the morning. This morning they left the Rutgers Athletics Center, flew into Chicago, bussed in to South Bend from Chicago. So it's been a long day already for Rutgers. They find themselves trailing 2-0 here in the bottom of the fourth. Swing and a miss by Maldonado, and it's quickly 0-2.
Lindley wants to challenge Maldonado inside because she's so far up on the plate. She won that battle, but Maldonado is pretty good about turning her hips quickly. That's why she's able to be successful so close to the plate.
The 0-2 misses away, 1-2. Saw Lindley kind of signal that that was her fault, that it slipped out. The catcher, Madden, was set up on the inside part of the plate. And it ended up well off the plate.
They want to try to beat Maldonado inside, but again, it's similar to a lot of major league hitters.
That one up high for a ball. There goes Jorgensborg. She slides in safely with the stolen base, and now it gets away from Herbedian, and Jorgensborg will head down to third.
Jorgensborg took one look at this. The throw is low, but you want a low throw from your catcher. This ball should be picked by the middle infielder. I think it was Bragg out there at second base. That ball needs to be picked. She might even be out at second base. And look, she doesn't take 1 second to glance at Deanna Gumpf until she started running already over at third base. And that's just reflexes in softball knowledge out there to know that she's going to be safe.
That'll be the second error in the game for the Scarlet Knights. As Jorgensborg should get credit for a stolen base and then move to third on the air. Now 2-2 to Maldonado. All she needs to do is get a base hit here and the Irish extend their lead. That one fouled off. Irish trying to create a run.
Lindley still jamming her inside. She was able to turn so much on that ball, but Lindley, if she misses by an inch, it's going to be...
Swing and a miss by Maldonado. The catcher Madden able to come up with it, and that will retire the side. For the Irish, no runs, no hits. There was an error. They leave one on base. Through 4 complete, Notre Dame 2, Rutgers nothing. This is Fighting Irish Softball on UND.com.